All right, let's jump right in. We're going to explore three wildly different paths to power. Where does true influence really come from? Is it born from what you create, your ability to control, or something much darker, like your mastery over fear? We're going to look at the world through the eyes of a creator, a ruler, and a master of psychological control to figure it out. You know, this question, it really cuts right to the heart of modern life, doesn't it? Are you the one in control, or are you just being controlled? That feeling of being a pawn in someone else's game, always reacting to pressures you never even chose. Well, that has a name, and it's a concept that's absolutely crucial for our journey today. And this is it. It's the default state for so many of us, chasing goals someone else set, desperate for a like, a promotion, a simple nod of approval. It's a life lived for what everyone else thinks. And that deep, burning drive to escape this trap, to find some kind of real, personal power, well, that's what sets our three philosophers on their very, very different paths. So let's start on the lightest end of the spectrum. On this path, power isn't about controlling other people at all. In fact, it's seen as the natural result of creating real, tangible value in the world. This is the very core of objectivism, the philosophy of Ayn Rand. The worldview is actually pretty simple, but it's also radical. It says real power is about building, not ruling. Your influence comes directly from what you can create with your own mind and your own effort. It's power you earn through your contribution. And this quote, it brilliantly flips the whole script on money. In this framework, money isn't the root of all evil, it's the result of virtue. Just think about it. It's tangible proof that you created something so valuable, someone else freely chose to trade their own work for it. It becomes a badge of honor, not some mark of greed. Okay, now we move from the light into the gray. We're stepping onto a more pragmatic, and a more morally ambiguous path. Here, power isn't really about creating new value. It's about seizing and maintaining control inside the systems that are already there. So welcome to the world of Niccolo Machiavelli, where frankly, being good can get you killed. He argued that in the brutal reality of politics, strict virtue is a liability. To hold on to power and create stability, a ruler can't just be good, they have to be prepared to be ruthless. He lays out a really clear tactical approach. See, the key isn't to be good, but to seem good. The appearance of virtue is just a strategic tool. But fear is a far more reliable instrument of control than the fickle nature of affection. And the logic here is just as cold as it is brilliant. What Machiavelli saw was that love is based on obligation, right? It's a bond that self-interested people will snap the second it becomes inconvenient. But fear is based on the dread of punishment, and that is a motivation that never fades. Now we leave the gray and step into total darkness. This final path, it strips away every single pretense of morality. It sees power not as a tool for stability, but as an exercise in pure, absolute psychological domination. And here it is, the starkest contrast you can possibly imagine. Where Ayn Rand saw money as a product of virtue, the occultist Aleister Crowley defines it as the weaponization of human fear. It's not a tool of exchange, it's an instrument of energetic control. In this worldview, nothing, and I mean nothing, is what it seems. Even acts we think of as virtuous are just redefined as strategic moves. Generosity isn't about kindness, it's about creating a kind of energetic debt, an unconscious loyalty that binds the person who receives to the person who gives. On this path, honesty is a cage built for the weak. The true master doesn't use words to describe reality, they use words to create reality. Every single word they speak, and every moment of silence, is a strategic move designed to build power, not to tell the truth. This philosophy argues that concepts like justice, fairness, rights, they're not objective truths. Nope, they are just constructs that the powerless use to try and restrain the powerful. The true master operates beyond all those limitations, bound only by their own will. So the ultimate goal of this path isn't material wealth. It's not about collecting things. It's about collecting people. True power is having absolute control over the will and the attention of others. The ability to bend their reality until it matches your own. Wow. We have journeyed across a vast and pretty challenging landscape, haven't we? From the light of creation, through the gray shades of control, and deep into the shadow of pure domination. So here it is, all laid out. You can see these three operating systems side by side. For Rand, value comes from what you produce, and the goal is your own flourishing. For Machiavelli, value is state power, and the goal is stability, no matter the cost. And for Crowley, the only value is absolute will, and the ultimate goal is the total domination of others. I mean, we're talking about three completely different sources of power that lead to three completely different worlds. So that leaves us with the final question. Which path defines the world that you see? Because you can spot these philosophies everywhere. In the entrepreneur who builds, the politician who schemes, the manipulator who controls. Understanding these paths isn't just some academic exercise. It's the first step toward consciously choosing which game you really want to play and what kind of world you want to build.